Hey, you're all welcome to today's video. We'll be talking about React components. This video should be a very short video. All right, so one of the questions you might be asking in an interview is what are React components? So how do you define them? React components are regular functions that have a logic and an appearance, which is the UI. And when they are being compiled or transpiled, they give us a markup. That's just the definition. Again, React components are JavaScript functions that have a logic and an appearance, and then when they are transpiled and compiled, they give us a markup. Makes sense. All right. So with that understanding, what you just need to know is that every component returns, like if it returns like a result. However, in the case of React components, what they return are HTML elements, stuff like that. So what makes the component different from regular HTML pages is that you could write HTML inside of JS, and you can write JS inside of HTML, very mixed like that. And when they are being compiled or transpiled, however it's being put, you're able to get a markup with a result. All right. I'll just introduce you to the four built-in components, and then I'll just show you how to do your own component. Almost everybody knows how to do a component, but of course, for those that are just getting started, we'll do it together. So we have four built-in components. One is the fragment, and the fragments are not really doing anything there, but they make sure that your component has all the elements or HTML elements inside fits into one parent. Now, regular JSX cannot have more than one element inside of a particular component. So in order to make sure that we don't add to the tree of elements, we can just put the fragment there. It doesn't add anything, but it makes sure that our code is cleaner and we have just one parent gathering all the children. Then we have the profile that basically helps to measure our rendering performance. So if you use it, it really helps you to know how well you are doing in your code, where you can do better and all of that. Then we have the suspense component that helps us to display a fallback when we are trying to load up something. So maybe if you're trying to get something from the database or loading something that's taking a while, we just put the suspense there that will help put the user at ease, give a better user experience. Then the strict mode makes sure that there is this check to make sure that you are building under the right rules and regulation. That's just it basically. These are the basic components that React comes built in with. Now, how can you build in your own? Let's go to a React project that I have already built. I've already generated. So how do we create a component? You're already looking at the component here, but let me create one from the scratch so that you can see how it is. So like I said, this how do I put it? This React component is just a regular function. However, in this case, with a capital letter. So what component do we want to do? It can just be anything. So let's say addition.tsx. All right. If you're using VS Code, there's a shortcut. But before we use the shortcut, let's create our component. So const, you give it a name, addition, equal to, like I told you, this is your regular function, so there's nothing to fear. And then inside of it, you return, like we already agreed, you return a component. Now, what I just did is create a fragment. Now, a fragment has nothing added to the level of the tree. So if you don't want to use a fragment, you could put in maybe your div, you could use your main, you could use your section, it could be a nav, whatsoever. But I think this would just be fine for me. I just want to return a p tag, no need for anything. We can just return the text addition, and then let's just format that. All right, so notice what has happened here. This is a regular function, that returns something. Now in this case, what it's returning is HTML elements. All right. Now something we can do is to also embed our components inside of other components. But for us to do that, we need to make sure that we export it from that file like we export a regular function. All right. So let's export. Now, if you have just one function like this inside of a particular component, you can use also call default. So export default and then the name, like so, addition. All right. So once you do this, you can now have access to it anywhere inside of your program. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's save that. I hope I get that right. Close addition. Okay, export default. We import React from React. So we're having a problem. There's a quick fix. We've done that. Okay. All right. So the problem was I was having a few errors because I didn't import React. All right. So let's make sure we save that, and then let's come back here and then let's import what we have just created. So make sure you do the import. So let me do import here. We're importing from components / addition, right? And what are we importing? We're importing the addition. Yeah, we're importing the addition component. So inside of here, we just put it and then lay it like so. And make sure that when you are importing a component into another component, you have the self-closing tag. So once you save it and then come back here, you notice that we have the addition here. Now, if we decide to change this to something else, addition and subtraction, sub is just fine. You see, everything changes just like that, and that is how you are able to create your own.
Is there something else I can help with?
No. And that's how you can create your own component. So thank you very much for watching. Please like so that more people will see this, subscribe to my channel, and share this to every other person. I'll see you in my next video.